We have two buildings. The first was started in 1964 and completed in 65. And then 5 years later, in 69 and 70, they built the building next door. And so they're very different architectures. This building, the first one, has a flat roof, is a poured-in-place post and cantilever building. Back in June of 2011, we had a pretty severe hailstorm here in the Fort Collins area. And so a couple months later, we had the roof inspected and found that we had quite a bit of hail damage. So we started looking at vendors and who could come and re-roof our buildings.
We removed 52 mil Stevens PVC from this project. The previous roof system was anchored by CD10s, spiked every 6 inches on center on the membrane and 6 inches for the insulation. What we had to do is go in and we did cuts down the fasteners with a 13,000 watt Winco generator. Pre-grind with 4 and 7 inch grinders. All of the insulation plates and the seam plates to pull the roof membrane off. Then we came back in, removed the insulation, then ground off all of the CD10s down to the concrete. Then we have to come back in, grind again down to the concrete and remove the spike all the way down.
And the newer building that was built in 69, finished in 70, has concrete demising walls and precast, pre-stressed twin T's for floors, then concrete poured above those. Had a rudimentary taper on it.
On the north tower, we ran into some issues. With the 2-inch structural concrete deck, we went in and started pre-drilling for all of our safety anchors. Well, we found out that the safety anchors weren't going to hold. We purchased 2 safety cards from Panther through Contractor Supply. Anytime that we're outside the 6-foot perimeter warming system, we had to be 100% tied off. Removing the existing roof, we used a Panther Paws tear-off machine and a Cleesby roof cutter. Collins Control and Electric, they were on site full-time during the demo of the North Tower. We also had Haynes Mechanical as our HVAC subcontractor. Due to the height requirements on the North Tower, on the lanais, the demo was just ridiculous. We had a 52 mil PVC membrane with an FR10 mechanically attached into 1/2 inch plywood. Below that, we had another layer of 52 mil PVC with 7/8 OSB. Then below that, we had 2x6 runners that were spiked into a 2-inch concrete deck. But below that, we had 8 inches of perlite. And beneath the 8 inches of perlite, we had 4 layers of asphalt and felt over the 2-inch structural twin T concrete deck. We ran into some electrical issues where they ran the electrical conduit right on top of the concrete deck. There was no mapping, no grid system. It was basically, you're tearing off in the dark. We had multiple cases where Collins Control had to come in behind us and make sure that the tenants below had electricity.
Premier has come in and we have a much better taper system. We're getting new gutters because we've had a lot of issues with our gutters before, new downspouts. On top of a 12-story building, you wouldn't expect to have a lot of leaves and debris, but we kept having that as a recurring problem. So the new design of the gutters is going to really eliminate that problem for us. So we're pretty excited about that.
The other benefit is we're using a 4-inch polyiso insulation, which is an R24, 5/8 Dens deck, and 80 mil TPO to maintain that 30-year NDL warranty. We have an average R value of 42. The 3.1, the taper system, and the 5/8 Dens deck was all installed based on Carlisle ADCO adhesion requirements, which were 4-inch on center. Allied building supply out of Denver, Colorado. They supplied us all the Carlisle products. With all those components, we meet the 100-mile-an-hour Category B wind rating.
This is the Fall Tech. It's called the Flow Tech harness. As you can see, it's got special padding that lets the air flow through. It's also super adjustable. You got the tongue and buckle legs, and of course the padding on the straps.
What's really nice about this device is on the south tower we use the Guardian anchor devices with a cable system. What the absorbinator does is if we do have a potential fall, it's like a shock absorber. Each one of my guys has their own fall device. They're going to work on the edge. They'll show up with this device. We hired HPP, Site Safety Manager. Each entrance has a full safety zone, a full containment area for our crane. Because if we turn and look, we have pedestrians walking back and forth. During this project, being 30 days, we had to provide an overhead protection for cars entering and exiting the building.
We had quite a few choices out there. Premier was the company we ultimately went with. Number one, the safety program that they laid out for us. Number two, the materials. It's a full Carlisle system. They had factory reps here, so the board members got to ask questions of them and really have a thorough understanding of the system and how it went down. And number three was the warranty we were going to be able to get. It was much better warranty than the other people we were looking at. And the fourth, just an overall impression of Premier Roofing, and they seemed to care about us a lot more and really wanted to win the business, and that struck the entire board.
I'm proud of being a part of Premier Roofing. Here at Premier, we hold ourselves to the highest standards, and being Carlisle certified, we're an elite group of contractors that can offer up to a 30-year NDL warranty, and they hold us to the highest standard.